Welcome to the Verdin Sports Show. I'm your host, Jacob Verdin. Got my guy G-Sportz in here with me for another Friday, man. Last Friday, you know what we did? 3-0, little sweet. I'm feeling it. I got the magic on me now, dog. I'm ready to handle this, man. How you feeling? How was your week? And are you ready for this weekend, bro?
You got to be able to handle success, man. You got to be able to handle success. You had the sweep last week. Be able to carry that momentum into this weekend.
Let's get it. I'm ready, bro. I'm ready. We got an injury report for you for LSU. Couple of tweaks on the offensive line. A little bit of a weather update. I'm gonna turn into a meteorologist here in a second, and I got some keys for you to the game. We got our picks, and at the end, we'll talk about some women's basketball. Let's just jump right into the water, right off the diving board, right into the deep end. Carius Kern getting a start at left tackle over DJ Chester. It was talked about that those were two potential options. Obviously, Tyree Adams, your starter, is out, had a tightrope surgery. I'm sure he'll miss, let's say, at most a month, which is a lot, especially at this point in the SEC season. You do get a bye week after this game. You're going to roll into Alabama. But as of right now, Carius Kern's your guy. I got a couple of questions for you. First, what do you think about the fact that now you have Weston and Carius, two really young pieces on both edges of your offensive line? Then, second, where does DJ Chester get plugged in? Does he get plugged in at left guard? Is he just going to fill in hypothetically wherever? Because I just find it interesting that this is the direction they're taking. It could be the same reason why they're doing the Weston Davis thing. Like, hey, let's develop this team. Let's put the young guys out there, the prospects out there, see what we got from them because we know what we got with these guys. But what's your take on this and what you saw with that move?
They really don't have a choice, bro. You got to go with Carriers Kern. And there's a hell of a week to be having two freshmen at both tackle positions. And this is not Emory Jones or Will Campbell. It's not the same situation. Although I think Weston Davis and Carriers Kern have a lot of potential there. I think they could be good players. Um, it's gonna be a tough task this week against A&M, bro. A really good defense, really good front. DJ Chester, I think he's somebody that just probably gonna rotate in at guard or center if need be, and that's just gonna be his role. But they gonna have a big time task on their hand going against this A&M D line and the different things they like to do defensively.
And I'm gonna kind of like segue this into the weather update because obviously we talked about this on Wednesday. It's gonna piss, dog. Look, I'm gonna put up the radar on the screen right now. They're saying 60% chance starting at 7 o'clock. It'll be 70 degrees. So you mix that in, I'm gonna be shivering. I'm gonna be soaked. I'm gonna be everything under the sun except comfortable. And I feel like LSU's offense might be in the same situation. Now I know you said it plays into their favor, but I just want you to talk to the fans one more time about why you think that and let's just go into a hypothetical here. Offensive line, a little banged up. LSU potentially having to run the ball. Where do they find success Saturday if they're going to win?
I think with the weather being nasty and it raining, it plays into LSU's favor because number one, you're in Death Valley. Number two, your defense play way better at home, and you know that Marcel Reed gonna have to have a he's gonna struggle communicating with his offensive line and his receivers and getting the checks and getting the play calls. So they like to play fast. They like explosive plays. They have a vertical passing game. So I just think this gonna play in the LSU favor, bro. And I think this could help them create turnovers. I'm talking about LSU. And
Mhm.
so the offense won't have to go out there and go score for score and try to get into a shootout with A&M. So I think that's why it plays into LSU favor. If the rain does hold up, it favors A&M.
From what I've seen from all the conversations that I've had with people and how they're planning for the game, I'd imagine it rains. But then, like I said on Wednesday, bro, Louisiana weather, it can start raining, it can stop within 10 minutes. And it can start right back again in the second half. So I mean, you never really know. They're saying they're preparing with a wet ball drill. I don't know how much preparation really changes in that regard for the elements. Like, what can you really do? I don't feel like you could do much. You could spray them with a hose, with the water guns, like you saw at Florida State, which got some scrutiny. But like, all in all, I think you're just gonna have to try to plan like nothing's happening, and then just kind of go from there whenever you're out there on the field. I think the hot hand Saturday, one of my key pieces, Juwan Johnson. That's my guy right now. I know Harlan Berry's been his stock's been rising. He's a slow roller, but with what you can do with Juwan, the versatility, you could keep him out in a lot of different packages. I think if number 8 can find some success, especially in a bad weather scenario, bro, that could be one of the pieces to getting a victory against them. I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird about it though. Let's go into our keys, G. So first with the injury report. Whit Weeks expected to be out. Bernard Gooden
Big
expected
blow.
to play. What? I mean, it hurt. I felt that from I don't know. I felt shockwaves from them Tiger Stadium. I'm 2 miles away. That's gonna hurt in terms of guard Marcel Reed. You saw it against Diego Pavia. And then here's another thing. We're talking about Kerry's current starting. Gee, you really starting the future at LSU because Singleton, Devon Keys, now they're getting more reps. From a schematic standpoint, I feel like LSU's defense is going to be able to rotate the defensive line the same. But my keys start with the most important thing is going to be controlling the clock. And you're going to have to do it through two ways. The defense is going to obviously have to stop the run, not allow Texas A&M to be able to do what Vandy did and chew an entire half of possession. You're going to have to, real life, learn from them and kind of steal their swag a little bit, G. I'm not going to lie. On the offensive side, too, I want you to chew the clock. I don't want the defense to have to keep getting out there over and over and over. That's my second key. So once you stop that run, let's be a little bit slow, man. Let's not call some timeouts. Let's just let the clock bleed. And then the last thing is going to be that containment, which I'm a little worried about because Whit Weeks is not going to be in the backfield, and a lot of pressure is going to be put on Harold Perkins. And yeah, he had a rough game against Vandy, and there's an opportunity for him to be able to answer and have a little bit of a revenge spot here. I'm worried Marcel runs rampant though, because he's got a great arm. He does, but the fact that he's such a good athlete, the fact that he can make the defense miss, you could be covering everybody perfectly sound, G, down the field, just straps across the board. But if the D line can't get through, put pressure or contain, Marcel Reed's going to find an open man. And if he can't find an open man, he's going to become the open man. So that's my three areas of concern for LSU. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm standing on my pick. I think A&M wins this. I think it could be a close game. I might just be negative. I might have just lost my hope. I don't know what it is, G. But what's your keys and how do you see this one playing out?
The first key to LSU winning this game on Saturday is being able to convert on third down. Texas A&M defense is second in the country in stopping teams on third down. Teams have a 23% success rate on third down against them, bro. That's tough. And as we know in the SEC, if you can't convert on third down, you're not gonna win too many games. So I'm challenging this offense to be able to win on third down, bro, and have better than a 23% rate. They gotta at least get to the 50% mark. 60 would be great, but I'm gonna say 50. If they get to 50%, 8 for 16, 9 for 18 on third down on Saturday, I think they're gonna put themselves in a great position to win the game. My second key is you talked about it. You got to be able to control Marcel Reed and not let him control his game with his legs, and that's going to take a lot of discipline from Harold Perkins because he was very undisciplined last week against Pavia. Different type of athlete they're going against, right? Pavia is not the athlete Marcel Reed was, but he was really good at improvising and doing things off script. Marcel Reed is more of a put that foot in the ground, get vertical, make people miss. He's dynamic. He has improved tremendously as a passer, and that's what scares you about Marcel Reed. And that's why I think if it's raining on Saturday, you take that element away from him, and then you just be able to bottle him up, as far as him trying to run. I think that plays in the Blake Big in his defense favor. So I think holding Marcel Reed to under 50 yards rushing, I think you put yourself in position to win the game. My third key, LSU has to win the turnover battle. If they could get 2 to 3 turnovers. I'm gonna go with 2 though. I think 2 is realistic. If they could get 2 turnovers and Nuts take care of the ball, and we can go and they can go this game without turning the ball over or just limit it to 1, I think they could be in prime position to win this game. So that's my 3 keys.
Yeah, that turnover battle is one that alleviates a lot of the concern I got because for some reason I just see I don't know if it's my gut, if it's my heart. I don't know what's telling me this, G, but I just see him rolling out and some pressure late in the game, late turnover. I don't know why. It's the left tackle and right tackle element that's playing into my heart. But got something interesting that I want to do, G. We don't do nothing like this. So we had to be creative. I had to put my thinking cap on, bro. We got a trivia question. So I'm gonna give the audience an opportunity in the chat to answer. If somebody gets it right, G, $5. We're gonna start slow. $5. If nobody gets it right, I'll give you the $5, G, I guess. I don't know. But here's my question. A&M and LSU related. In their 7 overtime game classic in 2018, how many total touchdowns were there in the game? Anybody could comment. Come on.
The score was like 72 to what, 69 or something like that.
I'm not gonna be of help right now.
Yeah, it was like so total touchdown between both of the teams combined.
Combined. Yep.
You should have did over or under. This gonna be hard to just get it the
I could
correct
give
number.
you a line over and under if you want, if you'd rather
Yeah, go
that.
ahead. Give me an over and under.
All right. So do you want me to tell you the score first for context or just over and under? That's it. That's all you're
Just
getting.
just do over and under.
I'll say 15. Got somebody in the chat saying 18.
15 is the over and under. So
Yes, sir.
it's either under 15 or over 15.
Now you worried I'm tricking you. Yeah, see, look.
I'm gonna go with 21.
Okay. It was 17. We were close. 17. It was 9 for Texas A&M, 8 for LSU. Texas A&M's quarterback had 7 alone himself.
I was telling mine, huh?
Yeah, 6 through the air, 1 rushing. Hey, Alexander Taylor, he got the closest, man. G, what you think? We should give him the 5? We should price it right him?
Yeah, go ahead and give him the 5.
Drop your Venmo in the thing.
Man, I want to see that game. Didn't they they dumped the Gatorade on Ogeron?
Before it was over?
Yeah, in the fourth.
I think so.
Yeah, I think that's one of the reasons that played into a part why he got fired, bro.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Here's another weird statistic. I almost did this as a trivia question, but you would have never got this one. Bro, Joe Burrow was LSU's leading rusher. He had 29 carries. 29 carries. I know he was sore after that damn game, bro. In the arm, on the legs, the back, man. That dude was sore everywhere. I thought that was interesting, bro.
Them dumping Ogeron with the water, with the Gatorade that was bad. That was terrible.
Come on, man. Ain't over till it's over, bro. Wait for the damn zeros. Or at least wait till you're kneeling. I mean, whatever. Let's get into your favorite spot of the week. Everybody's favorite spot of the week. Right after a sweep. Come on, just take it in. Just look. Just gaze. Each of us 3-0. Hadn't happened before in program history. Big for the program. Big for the program. Hold on, G. You hear that? That's buku cash going on around here. Last week, perfect. Across the board. However you want to slice it. This week, I'm going to be perfect again. It's simple. That's how it goes around here. I get perfect once. I get used to it. I forget how to lose. And then I just win from here on out. That's it. That's how I'm going. That's my blueprint to success. Vandy versus Mizzou. G. Let's start off with the biggest game of the weekend. College game day. Should be us with A&M. But it's all right. That's neither here nor there. I don't want to say the wrong team's favorite. I just think Mizzou slept on a lot. I don't think a lot of people take into account the talent Mizzou has on both ends. I'm talking about defensive line. I'm talking about the fact that Ahmad Hardy should be in the conversation as one of the best running backs in college football, not even just the SEC. Yeah,
he's had a against Bama, though.
He did. I was about to say he's been on 2 weeks of around 55 yards per carry after, bro, like 5 weeks of 100 plus and 3 tutties and like some crazy Ashton Gentney shit. But here's the deciding factor for me for why something is rumbling in my gut. I watched Vandy in Alabama, 30-14, and then I watched Mizzou in Alabama, 27-24. Now, not everything is going to be decided based on how you compete against a similar opponent, but there's another element here that I just really don't like. Look, if you look at these statistics, Mizzou outrushes them. Mizzou's defense doesn't allow much points. The things that Vandy lead in terms of points per game, they only lead in 2 pass yards per game. There's not a clear deciding factor. I just feel like what I'm getting at is Mizzou's advantages are clear and definitive because I just don't think that Diego Pavia is going to be able to do what he did to LSU against Mizzou's defense. And here's why. They were able to successfully clamp Lenore Sellers, Ty Simpson, Jackson Arnold. And look, it's not like it's the most elite 2-way quarterbacks in college football, G, but those are 3 names that I would kind of be worried about LSU's defense playing. Not to say that they wouldn't be able to play well against them, just to say those are 2 really talented guys. And Mizzou gave him a little bit of sweat. I don't think Pavia's on some of those levels. Like Simpson, I'm taking Simpson all day over Pavia. That's just me, though. And I would even say the same for Lenore Sellers. Either way, I got Mizzou winning this, bro. I think they got more weapons in their favor. I think their defense makes Vandy struggle. And I think this is the one game Vandy actually is not going to win the time of possession battle in. I don't know. I think Mizzou can lean on them. I think Ahmad Hardy has a day. Yeah, Vandy has a good rushing defense, but like they haven't fought offensive line and rushing game like this. And yeah, Maud Hardy's had 2 weeks of struggles, but this is the one where I'd hammer it, bro. I think he's gonna have a day, and I think you get a nice little piece of value here. How you feeling about this game?
I'm with you. I'm going with Missouri. I think Missouri offense will definitely give Vanderbilt problems. I think they'll be able to protect their quarterback versus what LSU was able to do with Nussmeier. And Hardy, I think he has a solid game, but I think Kevin Coleman, the receiver for Missouri, is going to have a field day against that secondary of Vanderbilt. I think he has over 100 yards, and he opens up the running game for Hardy. So I'm gonna go with Missouri, bro. I think they win this game. I'm gonna go 27-21.
27-21. I give him 24-17. I don't know. I think, yeah, Vandy averaging 40 points per game. It's a lot of offensive firepower, but for some reason the defense is going to be the tall tale here. I can see it being a close game though. I think it'll be a little bit lower scoring. Could be wrong. This one's an interesting one. Interesting spot for us here. Could put a blemish on the record. Mississippi and Oklahoma. Ole Miss, Lane Kiffin looking for a bounce back. A lot of distractions going on this week for Lane Kiffin. A lot of rat poison, if you will. Is he going to Florida? Is he not? Yada, yada. I ain't here to talk about it right now. I'm here to predict if he's going to win two, or lose two in a row on the road. Going to Norman. Chambliss, younger cat. Didn't do horrible in Athens because, look, I was expecting it to be a struggle fest. They kept up with him. Like, there was times I was wondering if Ole Miss was going to win. So shout out, hat tip to Chambliss. Here's the problem today. Mateer, healthier and healthier, getting closer to that 85% mark. I don't know. Hard to tell. Oklahoma's defense, I think, is going to be the story. Ole Miss is kind of one of those teams where I feel like it can go one of two ways here. They can give you a 35 to 40 point game. Everything's going perfect. Lane's tossing clipboards, or Chambliss can struggle here in a tough spot back to back and give you 14. And y'all get absolutely bowl raced. So I don't know. I'm going to slide on Oklahoma. I think they win it. I don't know. I could see this one being a close game as well, though. But I'm going to ride with the Sooners.
I'm going with Ole Miss, bro. I believe in Trinidad Chambers, and like you said, he had a really good game at Georgia, bro. They was up 2 possessions with, I think, 7 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. So they was right there. It was right there for the taking last week, bro. I didn't watch the whole game. I watched bits and pieces of it, so I don't know what happened in the last 7 minutes. But I think they go to Norman, Oklahoma, and they get it done. I think that Trinidad Chambers is getting more comfortable and more comfortable. And for him to go on the road, that was his first big road game.
Yep.
And for him to go to a hostile environment like that against a Kirby Smart defense and have the success that he had, I think he does the same in Norman, bro. I think what it's gonna come down to for Ole Miss is, I've been talking about it since they played LSU. They secondary gotta play better. The secondary got to play better, and that's what happened against Georgia last week. But I think Pete Golden comes with some different coverages. He makes some adjustments, and they get it done in Norman, Oklahoma. So I'm going with the Rebels, and I'm gonna go with a high scoring game. I think it's gonna be 38-33.
Damn. Let me get mine. Let me get mine together. Let's see. I got Oklahoma. I go 28-18. Let's get funky with it. Look at that value. Plus 170 on the money line. Gee, might be a nice little straight for the viewers. Last pick. Bum. Everybody probably looking at me like, what the hell is this doing in the top 3 games? I explain. BYU is number 11, and they're underdog on the road against Iowa State in a spot where some people are not going to understand why they're underdog. I didn't for a little bit. Let me give you a little bit of context here. BYU's played 6 straight. They beat Utah, Arizona, and Colorado, all by 1 possession, though. Last time Iowa State was at home, they flattened Arizona 39-14. Very deciding victory. I feel like Cyclones are in a good spot at home. I can't lie to you. Here's another thing. I'm always interested in these type of mindset questions. You're never going to be able to prove it. We're only going to be able to watch the game and see how it's played out. But BYU got Texas Tech next week in a look-ahead spot with 2 of the biggest Big 12 teams that there are. Both of them are fighting for conference championship bragging rights. Obviously, there's going to be a playoff spot and a lot of implications around. I like Iowa State here. I feel like the home field advantage kind of plays into it. I know Beck really haven't been having the best start, but I'll risk my record right here, G. I think this is one of the moments where I could, I might be able to get a little edge, man. Iowa State, I'll take them. I know number 11 is ranked and they all this. I don't care about the AP poll, man. I'm running with the JV poll right now, G. This is what I'm rocking.
I really, really like Matt Campbell, the head coach for Iowa State, man. He does a great job with not having the top tier players in his program and always keeping them, as a top 25. Even though they're not ranked right now, they always in the top 25 and always relevant in college football. And them being at home is definitely gonna play a big factor in this game. But I gotta go with BYU, bro. I watched BYU against damn, I can't remember who it was that was playing, but they tough. I like they got some good receivers. They got a good offensive line, a good defensive line. I think they well coached, they well disciplined. I gotta go with BYU, bro. In a close one though, I gotta win at 21-17.
21-17. Okay. I'll go 35-28. I go hella points all across. Rocco back slinging the pigskin across the field. This could be the game that ruins my record though. I'll put an asterisk next to this if anybody's listening. If you want to leave one game off, it's a game to leave off, G. It's a scary game right here. But we had to pick it, had to look at it. I want to ask you a couple of questions before we hop out of here. Let's switch gears. Talk about some hoop, man. Talk about some basketball. LSU women's basketball. New Orleans Pelicans. Women's team had their exhibition yesterday versus Mississippi College. Murked them, bro. 148-46. 100 ball. Got to see the new look Tigers. Here's two takeaways. The first one, I don't think was talked about enough this offseason. Kate Koval was somebody they recruited really hard, went to Notre Dame. Now she entered the transfer portal. It's not every day that you see a woman of that size with that athletic ability, especially in terms of paint dominance. I feel like LSU's really been looking to replace that since Angel Reese left. And this could be the closest thing you got to it. I mean, look, you had a lot of options in recruitment. I know Sarah Strong a couple years ago was a big one, and she's balling at UConn, getting like 20 million rebounds a game. But Kate Koval, I think, could be one of like the next best in terms of the future big woman of the league. And then Zakiya Johnson. Full Wiley, best two additions by far, dog. Because look, Michaela was out there getting you 20 a game, but then Zakiya comes in a debut, drops 25. Full Wiley can just smooth, throw up 17, kind of like Shea. Just all of a sudden, you check the box score, it's piling up. You got options on this team. They look deep. What do you think? And what were your takeaways?
Obviously, you can't really gauge how good LSU's women's teams gonna be this year because they played Mississippi College. You know what I'm saying?
JV squad, yeah.
Yeah, but you just looking at the different pieces they have, how they gelling together. Just watching and see how can it translate when they play the top tier teams in the country. And one thing I noticed off the back was Jada Richard, bro. I noticed her confidence. I liked how she ran the offense. I liked how she was being a playmaker. We already know she could shoot the ball. We know she could defend. Um, Big Z, bro, she came out there getting a rebound, snatching the ball off the air, getting and ones. I really liked her presence. You could tell they're gonna have a big advantage with a lot of teams they play, regardless if they playing in the SEC or what the size down
Mm-hmm.
low. They got 5 freshmen they got that's gonna play a whole lot of minutes this year. I think the key gonna be for LSU is can Fuwale and Jada Richard play together? Now I know Kim Monk said they're gonna play together, but Jada Richard is your point guard. Fuwale is still learning how to play point guard, and that's something I'm gonna be paying close attention to because if you try to put them on the floor at the same time, I don't know how good LSU can be offensively. Defensively, they'll be really good, but offensively, I don't know how good they'll be. So I'm curious to see how that's gonna go. The next thing I'm looking forward to seeing. Michaela Williams talked about in the offseason that she wanted to be better defensively because Flagey always taking on the best player. She says she's gonna take it personal to be a way better defender than she showed her first 2 years. If Michaela Williams is a better defender and can stay in front of her man, and can contain dribble penetration, I think that makes LSU team even better. And I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Playing Louisiana College, I didn't see good man-to-man defense yesterday, and that's telling playing against a D2 school. So I do think they have a lot of talent, and it's still early. You still got to see a lot of different things happen in them jail and mix and match lineups. But I can't. I'm excited to see the Lady Tigers transition the rest of the season.
I agree. Yeah, with your full Wiley point, we kind of saw a similar situation transpire when Haley Van Lent came over and tried to find her role with a new position that she's learning and trying to get out of old habits and get into new ones. It's tough, especially with a lot of big names, because a lot of fans, bro, like you look at a roster, you look at the paper, and you just think it's instantly going to translate, but it's more than just names. It's more than just skills. It's interesting to balance things like that.
True
Damon in the
story.
chat saying, "Don't forget about Gilbert, Kaylin Gilbert." Yeah, bro, she a
Yeah,
dog. I ain't gonna lie.
Kaylin Gilbert. She's one of the returners from last year. She gave him a lot of a big time spark off the bench. Scoring the
Uh-huh.
ball, and she looked
Yep.
good last night too. But we know that she's going to always be that spark off the bench. I don't think that Kim Mulkey will ever make her a starter, and I think
Oh
that
no,
should
no,
be her
no, no.
role.
Yeah,
I
I
think
know.
that should be her role.
We talked about this during the tournament too, because I
Yeah,
thought at times, especially whenever we had the struggles where it didn't seem like they had depth in that spot, I was wondering for or when she would get her opportunity. Because at times when they gave her the opportunity, it seemed like, okay, this could be one of your brightest pieces. But to your point, if you could get Jada Richard, Full Wiley as that backcourt duo where you kind of like bouncing back and forth between Uzi True Point, not Kaylin Gilbert whenever those two are resting, has that same spark to your point, man. One of my favorite stories I heard about her, bro. She was playing rec basketball when she was younger against boys, though, like hitting game winning buzzer beaters, still talking, still jawing. Like
she played
that's
like a
swag.
dude.
That's swag, bro. There's not a lot of people that's gonna be able to do that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. I always find that type of stuff.
Gilbert a good player, bro. She could put the ball in the hole.
I think so too. How you feel about the Pels, man? Close one against Ja and the Grizzlies. But I saw your comment about Jeremiah Fears. I agree. Holy shit. I don't know who fouled out. I forgot who it was, but he stepped right up. Able to
Herb
I think
Jones
he had like
fouled out.
17. Okay. What did he finish with? Around 20?
Who?
Fears. Because he had
17.
17 last time I checked. Okay.
Yeah,
That's what he
17.
finished with. He
Was
nice, bro.
efficient. Was efficient too. 7 for 12 from the field. Man, let me tell y'all something, bro. The Pelicans, in my mind, in my humble opinion, the Pels have a top 5 roster in the NBA.
Really?
Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not saying they have a top 5 starting 5. I'm talking about top to bottom roster wise, 1 through 10 or 1 through 12, however you want to slice it.
Mm-hmm.
They have a top 5 roster, bro. They have everything you need. The key gonna be for the Pels this year, bro. Can they stay healthy? Messi got hurt. He down with an ankle injury. Kevon Looney, he out. DeJounte Murray out till January or late December. That's gonna be the key for the Pels, bro. I think if the Pels stay healthy for the most part, bro, there's no reason in the world why they can't be in the conference finals. And to piggyback on what you said about Jeremiah Fields, he's going to have an opportunity, bro. He's going to have an opportunity, bro, to be a franchise player one day. He has that kind of talent. He doesn't play like a normal 19-year-old. You saw when they played the Grizzlies the other night, they were trying to speed him up, get physical with it, bump him. Bro, dude like this, man, watch out, man. Watch out. Man, let me get down here. Dime, layup. Oh, maneuvering the lane, layup. Off the left, jumping off the wrong foot. He wasn't turning the ball over. Defensively, he was engaged. I like Jeremiah Fields, bro. That was a great pick in the draft, and I think he's gonna be somebody that can be a star in this league. I'm not saying this year, but I think as he keeps getting experience and he keeps getting working on his game, I think in the next 2 to 3 years, bro, this could be somebody we talking about as an all-star caliber player. I think he that good.
What you think about the DeAndre Jordan signing? Because you were talking about Messi being hurt, and then the questions about the big man spot with the two players out. And I
Yeah,
feel like you
it's
get a little bit of
always
a vet.
yeah, it's always good to get a veteran in the locker room that's won a championship, understands how to win. People forget that DeAndre Jordan and Willie Green played together with the Clippers, so it's some familiarity there. They know each other. So when you talk about production, though, I don't see him giving the Pels a whole lot of production. When Kevon Looney comes back and Messi comes back from the little ankle injury he has, I don't see DeAndre Jordan playing a whole lot of minutes. I just don't see. I think he's 37 years old.
Yeah, 2008 draft.
Yeah, he's older. But he's a good insurance policy. If you do need him when you're dealing with injuries, he's somebody that can come in and help you and probably give you about 10 to 12 minutes a game. Set some good screens, catch a lob here and there, maybe block a shot. But this is not something that you look at and say, wow, they got DeAndre Jordan. He moved the needle for the Pelicans. I don't look at it like that. I look at this as more of a locker room move and
Yeah,
just an insurance policy if Kevon Looney and Messi can't stay healthy throughout the season.
a little bit of a role model in there for the big men to go play alongside.
For sure. But I like the Pels, bro. They got Wimby tonight at home. Woo!
Oh, Wimby on a back to back. He just had 40 last night.
Bro, no, that was the night before.
Oh, okay. I'm getting my
Yeah,
night mixed
yeah.
up. Yeah,
Wimby,
Wimby
hey,
ball.
Wimby looking like he gonna be the MVP this year, bro.
Man, he cold. Somebody said Wimby about to score 82 on us.
Bro,
Damn, man.
bro, he He's the person when you playing NBA 2K and you trying to create your player and get your points and stuff like that. He's the type of player you make. He the type of player you say, man, no, you can't create nobody over 7 foot. No, you can't do that.
Demigod, bro. Yeah,
Yeah.
he could
You know,
shoot,
people be
he could
having
dribble.
stipulations about who you could create for their park and all that. No, you can't create him. No, that's what Wimby look like when he playing it on the court right now, bro. Anthony Davis,
Jeez,
they
bro.
won't have nothing to do with him the other night.
Jeez, who the hell y'all gonna even have guarding him? You're gonna have to just keep switching.
Bro. And look, they don't even have De'Aaron Fox right now.
The
When
Spurs?
De'Aaron Fox come back, to go with Stephon Castle and Vessel and the first round pick, Dylan Harper, bro, the Spurs gonna be something to deal with, dog.
They still got Chris Paul on the bench.
Nah, I think Chris Paul signed with the Clippers.
Oh, he went back? I didn't know that, bro.
I
I ain't gonna lie.
don't quote me on that.
No,
I
he
think he
did. I
went.
looked it up. He did.
Yeah, he with the Clippers. Yeah,
Interesting. That went over my head. The point guy, man. CP3. That was an
yeah. The
interesting
Spurs.
story.
I'm really impressed with the Spurs, bro. I like their roster, but
It's great.
I still stand on what I said. The Pels got a top 5 roster in the NBA, top to bottom.
Is Pop a president of operations or something? Like he ain't the
Think,
head coach
yeah,
no more, huh?
he got some kind of role, but he not coaching anymore.
That's what I thought. I wanted to credit the rebuild to him, but I'm like, man, I don't know who's a part of that. All right, G. So you feeling good about the picks, man? Ole Miss, huh? That's your lock of the week, you would say, or would LSU be your lock of the week? What one you want to deem lock of the week? Because I
I
got
got too
Mizzou.
many. I got too many stipulations with the LSU game. If it's raining,
Yeah,
I got LSU winning. If it's not raining, I got A&M winning.
yeah. That one's a little picky. That one I'm just gonna enjoy watching. Well, shit, maybe not enjoy. I might be covered in rain. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see who's the driest Saturday night. Y'all tune in. Y'all know the drill. Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1:00. Let's see who got our 5. Alexander Taylor, you're the inaugural $5 winner. Congratulations. I'm gonna have to go download Cash App. I never had Cash App before. G, we're gonna figure this out. This is his Cash App.
Damn, that's surprising.
Yeah, I just use Venmo. I'm a creature of habit, bro. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know. But appreciate your time. Appreciate everybody for liking. Y'all enjoy your weekend, and we out of here.